Hey, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here doing a M13 Swiss draft. I went back to Swiss. Those 8-4s are just too frustrating for me, unfortunately. Gotta pick a Void Stalker in here. I think that's pretty solid first pick, actually, based on this pack. The other kind of good cards in here: Unsummon, Sign in Blood, Servant's cool, Entrancer is fine, not amazing, but fine. And that's about it. So Void Stalker is actually a good card. One that I'm happy to first pick and not be upset about. Alright, so what are our picks now? Crusader's pretty good. If you've got a creature heavy deck, Crusader is pretty good. Divination is another option that I like quite a bit. Prey Upon's fine, green-blue I guess. Kind of tempted to pick up the Divination, stay in blue, not necessarily devote myself to white yet. Although Crusader, like I said, pretty good card. Not necessarily pairing best with blue, since blue doesn't have like the token cards, but I mean it works fine in white with like Captain's Call and Attended Knight. I mean it works fine on color with itself, and it activates stuff like War Falcon and stuff. Yeah, it's a powerful card. I think I'm just gonna pick up the Divination though. Stay blue for now, hedge my bets until I see something a little more impressive than Crusader. Yeah, I think that's the best idea here, so we'll take Divination. Sands of Delirium should really never be passed. This card is amazing in any deck you put it in. Regardless if you're the most tempo aggro deck ever, you can still play Sands of Delirium and win. I've done it before, so we're definitely picking Sands of Delirium. I'm really curious what the other two people picked over it. Same kind of goes for Rancor here. Like, Rancor is just so tremendously strong. I guess I could draft the mill deck though. I mean, I'm doing Swiss. This might be the opportunity to do the Mind Sculpt deck. I mean, I did get the Sands of Delirium, and I've got some good stall and draw already. You know, and I haven't done the mill deck yet. It's a Swiss draft. I think I might go with the mill strategy here. Rancor otherwise would just be a slam dunk pick, but I think I actually am I'm gonna pick the mill. I'm gonna go with the mill deck. We're going Mind Sculpt, baby. We're going deep. Okay, we've got Divination or Evolving Wilds. I think I want the Divination. I'm going to want some more card draw into my mill cards. Alright, we're certainly taking the Entrancer here. Pick up as much mill as we can. Alright, I guess Negate is interesting enough where I'll take it. So we're looking for like Archaeomancers and other crazy stuff like that. I mean, Harbor Serpent's fine. I guess we'll take the Ring for like Entrancer maybe. None of these are very good for us. Suppose if we can stall well enough, the Tome might have value. Alright, so definitely lacking in the Mind Sculpt department. I'm going to be valuing those very high. Hopefully we can pick up some more mill cards, or at least I can table another Entrancer. This card's clunky, but fine in multiples. I guess we'll take a Kraken Hatchling. Alright, just not getting any value anymore. We're going to hate the Naturalize because it's an awesome out for our Sands of Delirium. So first pack, the only thing that's really worth a damn that we got is the Mind Sculpt, Void Stalker, Sands of Delirium, Trancer towards the strategy we're trying to do. Unfortunately, but we just got to value Mind Sculpt's high. Hope we see at least a couple more. Hopefully we see some Archaeomancers. They're like essential for this deck. I mean, this is what happens when you force a strategy. You know, it's something that you have to accept. Sometimes when you force a strategy, it doesn't work out. But mill is like a strategy that you have to force. You can't just be like, okay, I guess I'm, doing mill a little bit on the side. I don't really like that. You're either all in mill or you've got a total mediocre deck. So we really gotta hope that in these next couple packs we can pick up some Mind Sculpts and Trancers and Unsummons, I guess. I mean, that's not essential, but Archaeomancer definitely is. Yeah, we need some goodies here, or else we're just not gonna make it. Okay, no mill cards to be seen. Strongest card is definitely the Flames of the Firebrand, so I think we're just going to pick that up. probably play red too, it looks like. Disciple would be, not that very good in this deck. So, yeah, we're just going to take the Flames of the Firebrand. Pretty clear pick here, I think. Giant Scorpion's good at holding down the ground, but Flames has just too much upside. Alright, no mill cards. Here we go. Alright, so we got the Archaeomancer. We're going to slam this. Pretty essential. At this point, we take Mind Sculpt pretty much over everything. I can't really think of a lot of stuff I would take another card over Mind Sculpt. I can't think of a card I'd really take over Mind Sculpt at this point, since we're really trying to make this mill deck work. I'm valuing Trancers pretty high too. I mean, they're like mediocre in general, but when you're mill, they hold down the ground pretty well. So hopefully we're picking some stuff up here soon. Alright, pretty lackluster pack for us, unfortunately. Once again, no Mind Sculpts, no more Archaeomancers, no Entrancers. We're just going to go with Scroll Thief, who's a pretty good blocker. Okay, I mean, Tricks of the Trade is going to work good with our Scroll Thief, but Augur is going to be better if we can pick up any more Mind Sculpts. I'm still going to pick the Augur. It's a pretty good blocker, too. Okay, no mill cards to be seen. Starting to get a little upset. We're just going to take another Augur. I'm just going to pretend like I can get some Mind Sculpts at some point. There's like a chance, if there is a chance. We're still doing pretty awful here. I'm going to take a rewind. Alright, just at this point, taking in a Water Courser, who's a good blocker. Alright, I'm starting to get upset. 0 mill cards to be seen. Just never, ever. This is the second time I've tried to force mill and just meeting with just completely horrible circumstances here. I don't know why it's so difficult to see Mind Sculpts when you need them, or Entrancers, or Archaeomancers. Like, these are all common cards. They really should be coming around. They're low on the totem pole of picks. I mean, Archaeomancer is actually high on the totem pole, but Entrancer and Mind Sculpt are very low on the pick order. So it's just had really bad luck not seeing the Mind Sculpts. I mean, maybe Rummaging Goblin, since we're playing the Flames, I guess. If we don't end up mill, I don't even think we win. I don't actually see any way that we're going to win if we can't make this mill deck work. Like, I see no possible way. A Ring of Evocile maybe on our cheap creatures. That's like it. Sands of Delirium. Stall until you get a Sands of Delirium on board and then hope they don't have removal. Yeah, this deck looks just dreadful right now until we get some Mind Sculpts and other mill cards. I guess we start drafting backup plan at this point because we're just unable to make this mill work, which is just really disappointing to me that I've been unable to actually play a mill deck in M13. I've been completely unable. It's just really disappointing, you know. I wanted to try it since the beginning of M13, and I haven't been able to draft it. And I've just, whenever I go for it, I just get cut on the essential cards for it. So it's kind of disappointing. Really disappointing, actually. Guess another blocker. I don't really know. Alright. So we have one more pack's worth of opportunity to draft mill, and other than that, we're pretty much dead. I guess we win with Harbor Serpents, which are just, what, 5/5s? Potential upside. So, yeah, this deck looks dreadful right now. This is our last opportunity to make it mill. Otherwise, we have to once again shift into something else in our last pack, which is just never, ever what you want to do, ever. Okay, Stephenson, super strong card, so we're going to take that. No mill cards in here. Fogbank is quite good for the mill deck. Stuffy Doll is actually really good too, though, and since we don't have enough win cons, and I'm not sure if we're even going to be able to do mill, I'm just going to take the Stuffy Doll. Alright, just Sleeper Flames, and we're going to need the Flames a lot more, I'm pretty sure. Still just super disappointed how this deck's turning out. Looks terrible. Just no win con to be seen, and all stall elements. I guess Staff of Nin and Stuffy Doll. I have no idea. Harbor Serpents, 5/5s that can't attack most of the time. This deck looks terrible. This deck looks absolutely terrible. I guess we take another Ring of Evocile over the removal, just because we have a decent amount of blue creatures, and we're going to need to kill our opponents somehow. I mean, we've got to be able to find a way to kill our opponents now that we just can't get any Mind Sculpts or Entrancers, for God's sake. I'm just disgusted that we can't see it when I try to force this strategy. Just really disgusted. Wow, second planar cleansing, huh? I guess flunkies. Do we have enough creatures to make the flunkies work? I mean, we're not beats, so maybe I don't need that, but Tricks of the Trade might be... Yeah, I guess we'll go with a more Tricks of the Trade route. I mean, we got to have a win con somehow here, so I got to figure out how we can possibly win. Alright, I'm still going to take the Mind Sculpt, even though it's like super late at this point to even attempt the mill strategy. I've got to just scavenge what I can with this deck. Let's hide this Wall of Fire. Let's hide the Merfolk, the Pearl Trident. Guess I'll take a Fire Elemental. I don't need a third Rummaging Goblin. Don't need a third Harbor Serpent. Yeah, I guess we'll take the Fire Elemental. It's a decent win con. I guess we'll take the Mindclaw Shaman. Let's see. Goblin Arsonist. So yeah, this deck looks terrible, like I said. So, I'm trying to think what I'm playing, what I'm cutting. Yeah, this is probably the worst deck I've ever drafted, possibly in my life. Maybe that's too far. This is one of the worst decks I've ever drafted in my entire life. Doesn't matter. More heavy blue. Not going to play either of them. So I got to figure out how I'm winning this game. How am I going to go about winning? Probably sticking to the mill strategy. Is that even possible? It's going to require that I have Sands of Delirium or the Entrancer. The mill strategy just looks like it's going to be just fucking terrible in this deck. Like, just non-existent. So I'm probably just going to cut the mill strategy and see what I can possibly do to beat my opponents with this horrible, horrible deck. Yeah, I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I very, very rapidly built this mediocre deck. We have the 2 Ring of Evocile, which is probably one of our main win cons at this point, since our beaters are like a Windrake, a Water Courser, a Scroll Thief, Furnace Whelp, Fire Elemental. Yeah, we have almost no good attackers. We've got pretty good removal in the double flames of the Firebrand and the Void Stalker. So, I mean, our deck can actually deal with anything, I think. Maybe ride out a Staff of Nin or a Stuffy Doll. These two are kind of cool that we both got them. Sands of Delirium on, super late game can destroy opponents. Like I said, this is one of the worst decks I've ever drafted. I don't anticipate winning much with it, but I'll try my best, and yeah, I guess I'll see what I can do with it.